Winter Project. Hope y'all have a nice day. How easy would it have been for Jackie Robinson just to say, "Yo, I'm done with this. Racism is too much." When he got to the Dodgers in Major League Baseball, how easy would it have been for Martin Luther King? Just go home. I say all this to say that sometimes you don't choose to be a leader or choose an issue that comes to you, but you have to stand up for the betterment of people, the community, your kids, and things of that nature. I do this, I'm more so talking about the UK stuff, dealing with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. I watched this thing where Prince Harry he said he wanted to address what's happening in his decision to step down from the royal family.
The talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life, and it is a great honour to serve my country and the Queen. When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other.
Right? But he really didn't go into detail. And that leads people just to speculate. So I could be wrong. But from what it sounds like, it has to do with racism in the media, things of that nature, in his home country. Now, I say this about Meghan Markle because a lot of it surrounds her. And to step down is literally one of the most cowardice things you can do, to be honest. I mean, they'll still have a platform and still have a voice, but can you imagine, like, listen, you can't go over there and get thrust in this position and back down from things that come in regards to race and that you have to deal with. The truth of the matter is she's the first black person to, I don't want to infiltrate, but to be royal, to be part of the royal family. And this is the history that we're going to have, that due to pressures from the media and racist sentiment, she steps down. The story can change after that. A lot of stuff can be done for the good in general, but that's a big step down. I mean, you're the Duchess. You make them respect your title. You don't step down. Like, yo, say the racist stuff you want, but you're still going to kiss this ring and address me as Duchess and give me the proper respect that's deserved. As far as if the people in UK, and I don't know if this is the fact, have a problem with supporting you and your family, they had no problem doing it for everybody else. They'll have to get over it. If it's an aspect of things you can't say or things you can't do because of the royal politics, you find ways around that. It just makes me mad that, especially, let's say right now, today is Martin Luther King Day. And I just think that it's a lot easier to step down and to remove yourself from these type of things than to actually realize that this is the setting that I've been placed in. I've been placed in this setting, and things need to be addressed. If you're facing this type of racist pushback or racism and things of that nature, imagine people who aren't royal, who don't have that somewhat support or protection that faces all the time. People don't really talk about racism in the UK on a broad scale like they do in the United States of America. And then I have a hard time fathoming that this is just like, oh, the racism is so extreme, I can't take it. I have to move to Canada. No offense, but Meghan Markle, she grew up in LA during the Rodney King riots, the Watts riots, things of that nature, things like this, to where I'm not saying racism is a part of us, but you shouldn't be surprised or shocked And I get it. It might not be her character or that to be thrust into this situation or this type of setting or this and that nature. Everybody's not prepared for this type of stuff. I doubt Jackie Robinson was prepared when he got to the Dodgers to be spit on and heckled and things of that nature. But he didn't cower down. He realized that I have to show that we're just as good and just as valuable, and you're going to accept me. You're going to accept me. And his skill level and his talent made that the case. It made that the case. We need voices. We need things of that nature to bring light and awareness to things. Especially on a day like today, Martin Luther King Day. A guy who had his house bombed, who was arrested, beat, and things of that nature. It would have been so easy for him to take his ball and go home. For him just to step aside and say, this danger isn't worth it for me and my family. But in the situation today, we're not talking about danger. We're not talking about these type of things. Yes, Princess Diana died from the media and things of that nature. I get it. Let's not act like that's happening right now, And Princess Diana she had media after her, but she didn't cower down to it or that nature or limit her voice in that nature. There's plenty of other options. I mean, go out the public spotlight for a little while and then come back. Still with your title. You're going to respect her as Duchess. Like it or not, I'm royal. Bow. Recognize. Kiss the ring. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't want to say it's a missed opportunity because there's so many things in the future that can happen that can, her voice is still there. Like it or not, he's still Prince Harry, But I have a hard time thinking that this is his decision or his call, because of the way that his wife is being treated. And if it is his call, salute you, bro, for taking it that far for your wife that you're willing to step down from your bloodline pretty much. But she should have told him straight up, like, no, we're not doing that. They're going to respect me, period. I don't want to downplay. I know some people are shy and some people aren't the confrontational type and things of that nature. I don't want to downplay that. I understand that. I totally understand that. I mean, and some people aren't prepared. They aren't ready. They don't choose this to be a leader or to be the face of issues come upon them. I mean, let's be honest. On a biblical note, Moses, he had a speech problem. He didn't want to. God was like, "I called you for this." I kind of stuttered a little bit. What? Go. God still sent him. I mean, Peter, all these guys, like they were fisher and farmers. You think that they decided or chose to be used by God for various things? No. Like, a lot of people aren't called when they're ready. They're called when they're called for a reason. And you don't always get dealt the hand that you ideally want. But when God calls you, or when you're called to something that's bigger than you, sometimes you have to rise to that occasion. You have to rise to that occasion and do the best you can. Do the best you can. Especially on something of this magnitude. Period. It reminded me of a situation, not a situation, but a talk I had with one of my uncles. Not really an uncle, but he's an older cousin. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, he hung out with my dad when they were kids. You know what I'm saying? We got in a talk where he moved from where we were at back to the South because he said that he preferred racism in his face, meaning that if you don't like me, let it be known. We don't have to deal with each other. It's one way of looking at it. My side is like me or not, you're going to respect me. When I walk into your institution, you're going to button your lip, tuck your pride, and you're going to treat me as a man. Go get my burger. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? These fries ain't hot. Make them. It's a different dynamic of looking at it. But the aspect of just stepping down and running into a new country isn't the way. We have too many things going on in the community. And that's one of the reasons why we highlight people like Dr. Martin Luther King, Jackie Robinson, and people like that got into something, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? But realize the betterment of society and their people will be impacted by them. I mean, I know totally how this is going to play out, but I do think Meghan Markle has to take a step back and look in the mirror. I mean, and this has to come up. I know she's only half black. Yo, that one drop rule been in place a long time. I'm not going to deny it now. You black. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that UK black people could take pride in. You know, a whole country. You being the first person of color in the royal family. Your kids. You know what I'm saying? You're taking the titles and things away from them. And I wish no harm on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But if something did happen, he's next in line to be king. If things happened and like everybody, some tragedy happened, you know, not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a lot bigger than what is going on. Like, and she has to realize that this isn't just about her. And I get it. Everybody's individualistic now. My life will be easier. My life, my. It's not just about you. It's not just about you. Like, does she think that stepping down is gonna stop racism? Does she think that Canada is that much better? I mean, Canada has its own thing. Like, wasn't there a prime minister in blackface also? You know, like, don't get me wrong, some countries are probably better than others at dealing with these type of things, or historically, things of that nature. But you can't tell me, coming from America, LA, that UK was that bad to where you're that shocked, you're that appalled to resort to this, you know? And Canada, I'm not going to say it's worse because I don't know, you know? But I will say that it's still there. Don't get it twisted. I will say racism is still prevalent there. Are you going to duck issues there too? You know? And like it or not, your kids got to live this. You have a kid. I'm pretty sure y'all will have more. It's there. You can't run from. There's things as we as black people can't run from, can't dodge. You know? For instance, people who have followed me or kind of know me, I don't talk about racial issues that much. It's just not my thing, you know? But I know I can't dodge or duck conversations. I can't duck issues because it's going to be times where my kids ask me things. It's going to be times where I had this one instance in college, political science class. Great teacher. Forgot his name, at Sac State. We were talking about stereotypes and black people and Hispanics and things in general. And one of the white dudes raised his hand and commented, and he tried to say it in a nice manner, you know, that one of the black ladies was cute and reminded him of his little dog, the way she looked. I could tell she was hurt by just looking in her eye, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, she hung out with all white people and this and that, you know, I kind of wanted to stay out of it, you know what I'm saying? But no, I had to raise my hand and comment for my black sister and say that, yo, you know that thing you just said? That's hurtful, bro. That's hurtful. Black people have been called monkeys and other things to degrade them for many moons, bro. Many moons. And that's not okay. And then we had a conversation about it in class, about it. It would have been just as easy for me just to let her, you know, suck that up. You know what I'm saying? But eventually you have to take yourself out of it and realize that this is bigger than me. This is bigger than me. Wittenberg Project.